Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, and I hope you're ready for a little bit of a workout. Let's do a 45-minute quick full body workout. All right, let's start at the top of your mat. We're going to start standing today. You can have your feet nice and together, or they can be about hips width apart, whatever works better for you. And we're going to inhale our arms out and all the way up, palms to touch at the top. Exhale down to heart center. 2 more times just like that. Deep breath in as you raise them up. Exhaling down. Inhaling them up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhaling them up. This time we'll exhale and hinge at our hips, falling forward over our legs. Inhale, coming up halfway with a flat back, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling down, planting the palms and stepping both feet back to the back of the mat. Our palms are spread nice and wide here. Our wrists are directly beneath our shoulders. And we're going to do a little bit of a breathing exercise. So we're going to inhale twice through the nose and exhale twice through the mouth. It'll sound like this. Okay, so we're going to do that 5 times. Ready? Deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to shift our shoulders forward past our wrists, bend our elbows, keeping them in nice and close and lowering down slow, just like a stiff board. We'll untuck our toes and peel our chest and chin up off the ground for baby cobra. Exhale, placing our forehead back down on the mat. Do that 2 more times, inhaling up into baby cobra. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling here, staying lifted. Making sure you don't have a bunch of weight in those palms. And you're not clenching those booty cheeks. We're just letting our back do the work. Deep breath in. Exhale, forehead down to the mat. Let's tuck our toes. We lift our hips up off the mat. Press yourself up into high plank or low plank, and then back into downward facing dog. Pressing your chest back towards your thighs. Heels are reaching back towards the mat. Your palms are spread nice and wide here. Arms as straight as they can be comfortably. Tailbone is pointed up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Long breath out. 2 more breaths here. Let's inhale back into a plank position. So shoulders are back over the wrists. Our heels are reaching for the back of the mat. And the back of our knees are lifted up towards the ceiling. Now go ahead and bring your belly button up towards the spine. That'll help activate your core. And we're going to breathe here, but on your next inhale, let's bring the right knee in towards the chest. Exhale, step it back. Inhale the left knee. Exhale, step it back. Inhale the right. Step it back. Inhale the left. Step it back. 1 more each side. Inhale the right. Back. Inhale the left. Back. Inhale here. Exhale, shifting forward and lower down slow. We'll untuck the toes, peel the chest and chin up off the ground for another baby cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale by tucking the toes, lifting those hips, pressing yourself into high plank or low plank, and then back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. One more inhale. Long exhale. Let's inhale that right leg up towards the sky. Keeping your hips nice and square. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale that right foot a little bit higher. Exhale, we're going to bring our right knee over to our left elbow. Inhale, sending the right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhaling it up. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale it up to the sky. Exhale, we'll place our right foot next to our right hand. Let's drop the left knee and untuck the left toes. Check out your alignment and make sure that your right ankle is directly below your right knee. That back left knee is back far enough so that it's at a diagonal rather than a 90-degree angle. So you may need to scoot it back a little bit. Deep breath in right here. Dropping your left hip a little closer to the ground, maybe swaying from side to side. Just opening up the left hip a little bit more. All right, let's reach those arms forward and up. Coming up, pointing our tailbone down towards the floor. Exhaling here. Deep breath in, reach those fingertips high. Exhale, we're going to drop our right hand right down by our right side. Inhale, reach up with those left fingertips. Exhale, we're going to lean over to the right. Now those right fingertips may reach the ground, they may not. They may be hovering. You're just going to practice your balance here if they're not touching the ground. Deep breath in. Long breath out, feeling a nice side body stretch all up and down your left side. All right, let's inhale that right arm up. Exhale, let's plant the palms, framing the right foot. Tuck the left toes, lift up the left knee. From here, we're going to try and go back into that three-legged down dog. So let's send that right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, place the right foot down next to the left. 3 breaths here in downward dog. Really making sure that you're pressing all areas of your palms into the ground. That'll help protect your wrists. One more inhale. Long exhale. Let's inhale that left foot up to the sky. Exhale here. Inhale that foot up a little bit higher. Exhale, let's bring the left knee to the left elbow. Inhale it back up to the sky. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale it up. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, back up to the sky. Exhale, plant the left foot next to the left hand. Let's drop the right knee and untuck the right toes. From here, check out that alignment one more time. See if the left ankle is directly below the left knee. If not, just scoot that foot forward or backward to make that happen. And then check out the right knee. Is it back far enough so that you feel a nice opening in the front of your right hip? Maybe rock from side to side. Coming back to your long inhales and long exhales. Deep breath in. Long breath out. All right, let's reach those arms forward and up. Exhaling here. Pointing the tailbone down towards the ground, not letting your ribs splay open over that thigh. Inhale, reach those fingertips tall. Exhale, drop the left hand right down by your side. Inhale, reach the right arm high. Exhale, lean up and over to the left. Again, maybe those fingertips reach, maybe not. Mine don't actually reach on this side like they did on the other side. So I'm just practicing my balance. If you have blocks, this is a great place for blocks too. Deep breath here. Let's inhale the left arm high. Exhale, plant the palms, framing the left foot. Let's tuck the right toes, Lift the right knee, and we're going to try and send that left foot back up to the sky for a three-legged down dog. Exhale, place it down next to the right. 3 breaths in down dog. You've got this. One more inhale. Long exhale. Let's inhale, shifting back into plank. Exhaling here. One more inhale. Exhale, shift your shoulders forward, bend those elbows, keep them in close as you lower down. We'll untuck the toes, feel the chest and chin up off the ground for a cobra of your choice. Maybe go a little bit higher. Exhale, back down. Let's inhale by tucking those toes, lifting the hips, pressing yourself up into high plank or low plank, and then back into downward dog. 3 breaths here. I know downward dog can be kind of tough, but it's supposedly a resting pose. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Let's inhale that right foot back up to the sky. Exhale, bring it into your chest and step it up to the top of the mat next to your right hand. I'm going to leave my left knee lifted this time and just make sure that my right ankle is still underneath my right knee. I'm going to inhale both arms out and up, still tucking the tailbone, pointing it down towards the floor, keeping a nice bend in that front knee. My back of my left knee is reaching up towards the ceiling, and my left heel is reaching for the back of the mat. Deep breath in, long breath out. As you inhale, we're going to drop our arms down by our sides and straighten that front knee. Exhale, lift the arms up, bend the front knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend. 2 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll plant our palms, framing the right foot. Let's step up halfway up the mat with our left foot, and we'll have both legs straight. So straighten the right leg. My left toes are pointed towards the left top corner of my mat, and I'm going to take my right hip and scooch it back just a little bit so that my hips stay nice and even. From here, we're going to come up with a flat back, coming up as much as we have to for that to happen. Now as you exhale, we're going to fall forward over the leg. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, falling forward. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Let's plant those palms to frame the right foot. We'll bend the right knee. Step that back foot back to the back of the mat so we're in that lunge position once more. From here, let's head back into that 3-legged down dog. So take that right foot up and back. Exhale, plant the right foot next to the left. Couple of breaths here. All right, let's inhale that left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing it into our chest so that we can step it forward next to the left hand. I'm going to keep my right knee this time up off of the mat. Checking to make sure my left knee is above my left ankle. And then when it is, we reach our arms up towards the sky, tucking the tailbone, pointing it down towards the ceiling. Deep breath in, long breath out. Inhale, we'll straighten the legs and drop the arms. Exhale, we'll bring the arms high, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straight. Exhale, bend. Straighten. Bending. Straighten. Bending one more time. Inhale as you rise. Exhale as you fall. Inhaling here. Exhale, we'll plant the palms to frame the left foot. And from here, we'll step the right foot up about halfway on the mat, straighten the left leg, and tilt that left hip back a bit so that it stays in line with our right. We'll inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, fall forward over the legs. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, fall. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Two more. Inhaling, rising. Exhaling, falling. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Let's plant our palms to frame the left foot. Step that right foot to the back of the mat, back in that lunge position. And on your next inhale, we're going to come back in that three-legged down dog with the left foot high. Exhale, place it down next to the right. Couple of breaths here, back and down dog. Or if you'd like, you can head into child's pose. That's totally cool too. Deep breath in. Long breath out. All right, if you're in child's pose, meet us back in downward facing dog. Take one more breath here together. On your next inhale, shift forward into plank. Exhaling here. One more inhale. Exhale, shifting forward, bend the elbows and lower down. Untuck the toes. Peel the chest and chin up off the mat for your cobra. Exhaling down. Let's inhale, tuck the toes. Lift those hips, send yourself into high plank or low plank. Back into downward facing dog. Inhale here. Long exhale. Inhale that right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring that right knee into your chest. Step it next to your right hand. Let's turn the left toes to the left side of the mat. Plant the left heel down on the ground. Make sure your right knee is on top of that right ankle. And when it is, we'll keep a bend in that front knee. Press ourselves up and open into warrior two. So our hips are open to the left side of our mat. Gazing in over that front hand. Deep breath here. Nice big inhale. Long exhale. Let's turn the front palm up towards the ceiling. We'll drop the back hand to the back leg. And we'll lift up and over that back leg for reverse warrior. That back hand is just there to help you balance. It doesn't have a bunch of weight in it. Deep breath in. Long breath out, sinking deep in that front knee. One more inhale. Long exhale. Inhaling back into warrior two. Exhaling here. Let's inhale, straightening that front knee. We'll tilt those hips backwards. reaching forward a lot with our front hand, and then we'll drop our front hand to our shin, maybe the ground, maybe a block, and we'll reach that back arm up towards the sky. Your shoulders are stacked on top of one another, imagining that you're in between two planes of glass here. Deep breaths. One more inhale. Long exhale. Let's inhale back into warrior two, bending that front knee. Exhaling here. Let's place our right forearm on top of our right thigh, and we'll reach the left arm up and over, dropping it down by our ear, reaching the left hand up towards the top of the mat. Our shoulders are still stacked on top of one another. Our heart is spiraled over to the left side of the mat. Deep breath in. Long breath out. So inhale back into warrior two for just a moment. Exhale, we'll cartwheel our arms down to frame that front foot, turning our left toes to the top of the mat. Now we'll inhale back into that three-legged dog. Inhaling that right foot up. Exhale that right foot down to meet the left. Hanging out here in downward facing dog, pressing the chest back towards the thighs, heels reaching for the back of the mat. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Let's inhale the left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, bringing that knee into our chest and stepping the left foot up to the top of the mat. Check out to make sure the left knee is on top of the left ankle, and then we'll turn our right toes to the right side of the mat, drop the right heel. So the pinky edge of your right foot is in line with the back of your mat. Keep a nice bend in that front knee. Press yourselves up and open into warrior two on the other side. Gazing over that front hand. Deep breath here. One more inhale. Long exhale. Let's turn the front palm up towards the ceiling. Drop the back hand and the back leg. Reach up and over that back leg. Deep breath in. Long breath out, sinking deep in that front knee. One more inhale. Long exhale. Inhale back into warrior two. Exhaling here. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Shift the hips back. Reach those arms forward. And then place the left hand on the ankle, the ground, a block. And then reach the right arm high. Stacking your shoulders on top of one another. Opening the heart to the right side of the room. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more breath right here. And then we'll inhale, bend that front knee back into warrior two. Exhaling here. Let's place our left forearm on top of our left thigh. Reach the right arm up and over towards the top of your mat. Still stacking those shoulders, opening the heart towards the right. And make sure you're not dumping into that front shoulder. We want to press up and out of it, creating as much space in between your shoulder and your ear. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more inhale. Long exhale. Let's inhale back into warrior two for a moment. Exhale, plant our palms to frame our left foot, turning our right toes to the top of the mat. Ready for one more three-legged down dog? We've got this. Let's send that left foot high. Exhale, place it down next to the right. Last downward dog, I promise. Deep breath in. Long breath out. 2 more deep breaths. Beautiful. Now you can drop those knees and send your hips back towards your feet. Coming into child's pose. You can have your knees together here, or maybe you want to widen them out to about as wide as your mat. Either way, have your big toes touching. You can have your arms out and active, reaching towards the top of the mat. You can place your forearms down, relaxing your arms a bit. You can even bring your arms down by your sides, turning your palms up towards the ceiling. Maybe experimenting with those and seeing which one you like best. Reconnecting to those deep, full breaths that may have gotten away from you. They may have not. Either way, just notice forming those long inhales and long exhales. All right, let's reach our arms out in front of us. I'm going to come into a tabletop position, bringing our wrists directly underneath our shoulders, our knees directly below our hips. Fingers are spread out nice and wide. On your next inhale, we're going to drop the belly down towards the floor, lifting the crown of the head and the tailbone up towards the ceiling for cow. Exhale, we're going to round the spine, tucking the chin to the chest and tucking the tailbone under for cat. Inhaling back into cow, dropping the belly. Exhale, rounding the spine for cat. 2 more. Inhaling up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale for cow. Exhaling for cat. Let's inhale back into a neutral tabletop position. We're going to tuck our toes, walk our hands back towards your knees, shifting up onto our tippy toes, lifting your knees up off the mat. You can stay here with your fingertips on the ground. Or if you'd like, start to flatten those thighs so that they're nice and parallel with the ground. Maybe bringing your hands to heart center, strengthening the feet, practicing your balance, reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, making your spine nice and long and tall. Breathing here. And to further test your balance, we're going to stay on our tippy toes, but slowly start to rise up, trying to keep your tailbone tucked. Crown of the head is leading. Staying up onto your tippy toes. And we're going to come back down, so slowly bend our knees. Coming back into that squatted position, thighs parallel with the ground. Good. Finding a spot to focus on that's not moving. And we'll rise back up. Exhale, plant our heels down on the mat. Go ahead and wiggle out those toes, those ankles. Scrunch them up, whatever you need to do. All right. Do a couple more balancing exercises. So from here, make sure you have your feet nice and firmly planted into the ground. We're going to slowly start to lift your right leg up off the ground, coming into that little crouching position. My thigh is in line with my hip here, and my foot flexed. And you can stay here, practicing your balance just like this. Or you can place your left hand on top of your left knee, nice and gently. And you can reach your right arm back behind you, slowly turning your heart over to the right. And maybe your gaze goes back over that right arm. Remembering to breathe here. And if you fall out of it, that's perfectly fine. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, you can slowly turn yourself back to center, maybe bringing your arms back to heart center, and then lowering that right foot to the mat. Good job. Now let's shake out that left foot. Probably feeling a little sore by now. And we got to do the other side. So plant those feet nice and firm. And we'll start to slowly lift up the left foot off the mat, coming into that crouching position. From here, you can place your right hand on top of your left knee, just gently resting there. Slowly turn your heart over to the left, bringing that left arm back behind you. Maybe your gaze just stays right out in front of you. Maybe for an extra challenge, you slowly shift it back towards those left fingertips. Breathing here. I'm getting wiggly. All right, if you fall out of it, we just do our best. Come back in. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly bring your arm, your heart, and your gaze back to center. And then we'll slowly lower everything down, shaking out that right leg. All right. Everybody has their good days and their bad days with balance. And it doesn't ever really matter. It is what it is. Just be kind to yourself and honor where you are today. Okay, let's go into our squat position. So let's bring our feet out about as wide as your mat, or if you're not on a mat today, that's a little bit wider than hips distance. And then we'll turn our toes out just a bit so that they're at more of a diagonal. We'll inhale, both arms out and up. Exhale, we'll begin to bend our knees, sending our booty down towards the floor. Coming into Malasana. Now maybe your booty is down, pointed down towards the ground. Maybe it's up here. Wherever you are is totally fine. Maybe you can use your elbows to press your knees open just a little bit more. Breathing deeply here. Trying to have as straight a spine as possible. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more inhale. Long exhale. Let's gently help ourselves down to seated. We'll bring both legs out in front of us. Maybe bring your hands by your sides. Kick out those toes. Maybe lift the knees up and down. Bouncing them. Awesome. Now let's wiggle our sit bones so that they're nice and firmly planted into the ground. A nice straight spine here. Crown of the head reaching high. Let's inhale, both arms out and up. Exhale, leading with the heart, we'll fall forward over our legs, bringing our belly down towards our thighs, rather than our nose to our knees. So I have my heart reaching forward here. And And my tailbone is pointed towards the back of the mat. Deep breath here. One more inhale. Long exhale. Let's inhale, sitting ourselves all the way up. Exhaling here. All right. Now let's bring our right knee up towards the ceiling. And we're going to step it over our left leg. So my right foot is flat on the ground on the outside of my left knee. Then I'm going to kick my left heel back towards my right hip. So you're in this little crisscrossy position. From here, let's reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, we're going to place our right hand right back behind us, right behind your tailbone. And then we're going to hook the outside of our left elbow onto the outside of our right knee. And we'll slowly start to twist our heart over to the right side of the mat. You can gaze back over the left shoulder or the right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall. Every inhale growing a little bit taller. Every exhale twisting a tiny bit deeper. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more inhale. As you exhale, slowly unwind back to center. From here, we're just going to take our right leg, our right foot out just a little bit so that both of our knees are stacked on top of one another. This may look different for everybody. And I have our feet nice and flexed, so my toes are reaching towards the top of the mat or reaching towards my knees. Now this may be quite enough for you. You can sit up nice and tall. Feel a nice opening on the outsides of your hips here. Or if you want a tiny bit more, you can slowly start to fall forward, finding your edge. And when you do, you just breathe into it. Make sure both sit bones are down on the mat here. Your right hip may want to come up a little bit to help ease you out of this. And if it's a little uncomfortable, know that that's totally normal. This is not a comfortable pose. All you do is just breathe. Breathe into what you're feeling. Focusing on those long inhales and long exhales rather than any discomfort in your thighs, in your groin, wherever that discomfort may be. If you're holding any tension in between your eyebrows, this is a great time to just acknowledge it and give it permission to release, to melt away. That effort of those muscles is definitely not needed in this pose. Really any pose, but in this pose is a great time to just notice it and let it go. Deep breath in. Long breath out. On your next inhale, you can walk yourself up if you came forward a bit. And let's kick that left foot out and followed by the right. So both of our legs are nice and straight. You may want to shake them out one more time. And now let's bring that left knee in nice and close. Step it over that right leg and scooch that right heel in towards the left hip. So you're back in this crisscrossy position. Let's inhale both arms up. Exhale, plant the left hand this time back behind you, right next to your tailbone. We'll bend the right elbow, placing it on the outside of the left knee. Slowly start to turn your heart over to the left. Maybe gazing back over the left shoulder. Continuing those full breaths, even in this pose where it may feel a little more difficult to do so. I may have shared this before, but in this pose, it's nice to imagine that you're wringing yourself out, just like a towel or a mop that you may have been cleaning with. You would wring that out and you would get out all the dirtiness, all the toxins, all the stuff you no longer need. So in these twisted poses, it's nice to imagine that you're doing that to yourself. You're wringing out your body of anything it no longer needs. I love that analogy. It's so visual and it's so relatable. Got that from my very favorite yoga teacher, Dharma. Deep breath in. Long breath out. One more inhale right here. Exhale, slowly unwind back to center. We'll take that left foot out a little bit. Make our little adjustments so that we can stack our knees right on top of one another. Sitting both sit bones down on the ground. You may need to lift up your hips and set them back down to help you do that. Again, staying here, breathing into it. Maybe you want to come down a little bit more, bringing your chest down towards your thighs, finding your edge. It's going to look different than mine. It may look different than yours, than you have seen it in the past. Your hips may be tighter or looser, depending on how often you've been sitting, how often you've been practicing yoga. Many, many factors. We hold a lot of stress in our hips, so if you've been a little extra stressed, like many of us in the world today, maybe a little bit tighter. So just be kind to yourself and breathe. A deep breath in. Long breath out. Let's take an inhale through the nose. And on our next exhale, we'll exhale through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Wonderful. Now let's press yourself up if you fall forward a little bit. And we'll kick the right foot out, followed by the left. Shaking out those legs once more. All right, now let's bring both of the bottoms of the feet together, bringing them in nice and close. You can grab your ankles. Maybe you want to give your arches of your feet a little bit of a massage. And then when you're ready, we'll sit up nice and tall. And then leading with the heart once more, we'll fall forward over our legs. Maybe using your elbows again to encourage the knees a little bit closer to the ground. I like to keep my spine nice and straight, my heart reaching forward rather than rounding it, bringing my head down to my toes. Get a better stretch that way. So you may want to try that and see if that works for you. It may or may not, but just give it a go. Every inhale, growing a little bit longer. Exhale, maybe sinking a tiny bit deeper. One more inhale. A long exhale. Let's inhale, pressing ourselves back up, bringing our hands to the outsides of our knees and slowly closing them like a book. Great. From here, we're going to shift our hips forward so that we have some room behind us to lay flat down on the ground. Maybe bring your knees in close towards your chest, rocking from side to side. Giving yourself the free massage that I love. All right, let's place both feet down flat on the mat. My knees are pointed up towards the ceiling. Let's bring our palms down flat on the mat too, facing the ground. From here, we're going to slowly come up one vertebrae at a time, lifting our hips up towards the sky. Really planting into the mat with our feet. Make sure that your knees aren't falling open. Those knees are staying in line with your hips. Deep breath here. Long breath out. Let's inhale, reaching that right foot up towards the sky. Exhale, touching the floor. Inhaling it up. Exhale, bend the knee and touch your toe to the mat. Inhale it up. Exhale, bend and touch. One more time. Inhale it up. Exhale, bend and touch. Let's flatten the foot, place it next to the left. Lift those hips high. Let's inhale the left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knee and touch the ground with your toe. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, toe goes high. Exhale, toe touches the floor. All right, let's plant that foot next to the right. Inhale those hips up nice and high. Exhale, one vertebrae at a time, lowering the hips down to the floor. Let's scoot those feet out about as wide as the mat so that your knees are touching. And this may be enough for you. Feel a nice stretch on the outside of your legs. Or maybe you need to wiggle those feet out a little bit more past the edges of your mat, coming onto the arches of your feet. Letting the insides of your knees gently droop down towards the floor. A very gentle stretch here. Also resetting the back. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Let's turn our knees up towards the sky. If you wiggle those feet out a little bit past your mat, we'll bring them in to the outside edges of our mat. Let's inhale those right here. Those knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we'll drop our knees over to the right. Inhale them up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhaling up. Exhale over to the left. Inhaling up. Exhale, stay right here. Now let's wiggle those feet back together now. Our thighs and the arches of our feet are nice and close. And we'll slowly drop our knees open towards the outside edges of our mat. So we're in that same butterfly pose, but this time we're laying down. You may need to bring your heels in closer or further away. You can stay here with your arms out by your sides. Maybe you want to feel the connection of your breath, so you can bring your one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Really feeling your belly expand and your chest rise on your inhale. And on your exhale, you feel your chest fall, your belly button get closer to the spine. Seeing how high you can get your hands to raise on your inhales. The difference that becomes when you exhale. Creating a visual can help you see how deep you can make your breaths, how full they can really be. All right, let's bring our hands to the outsides of our knees and we'll slowly close them like a book once more. Hug our knees into our chest, giving ourselves a nice big hug. And then you can slowly extend one leg and then the other. Coming into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Your feet splay open to the sides of your mat. Your arms are gently resting down by your sides, palms facing the ceiling. You can tuck your shoulder blades underneath you so that your shoulders are nice and flat on the ground. Your breath can return to normal. Release any tension that may be in between your eyebrows, your jaw, your shoulders, your thighs, wherever it might be. And just give yourselves a few minutes, or as long as you'd like, in this pose. It is the most important pose, they say. It's the time where all of our hard work can be absorbed. So let your body get all the nutritious goodness and then get it inside your body. And I'll leave you here. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for letting me practice with you. Namaste.